Hello and welcome back to what should be the conclusion of Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within. I'm going to dive back into controlling Gabriel for the end here. To recap, Gracie has just locked von Glauer along with Commissar Lieber in the seats that theoretically should be the focal point of Wagner's lost opera, which will hopefully, via the music and these crystals, force him to change into a wolf in front of everyone, with her belief being that Commissar Lieber will then kill him, since suddenly there's going to be a wolf in the middle of an opera, and both he and his fellow officer are armed. However, at the last minute, she learned that the design and size of the opera house is slightly different than it was supposed to be. The walls are a little bit closer, and so uncertain if all of the work that Wagner and King Ludwig did to perfectly measure everything out is actually going to work. And after locking Gabriel in here, she informed him of that fact, and in his current transforming state, he is already very explosive, and that is now just ramped up to 11. So, Gabriel wants to deal with things on his own, and we're going to start by moving this crate out of the way. And we can try to pull this grate off here and maybe access the air vents. Trying to find a way out of this locked room. But no such luck, so we're gonna, I think for the first time, actually use this Ritter dagger, at least in this game, and pop the grate off that way. Gabriel can investigate where that leads.
Thing out here.
Yeah, so Gabriel wants to get out of that room, but he wants to be in the theater, so finding access to the outside is not helpful to him. But now he finds the grate that Gracie also found earlier. That's in that basement area, so this will be a little more effective for what he's looking for. Now, we could try to walk over here to the, exit out to the front hall, but Gabriel knows that it'll stick out like a sore thumb there, so he wants to try and head backstage. And then here, we're going to have, as far as I'm aware, the only situation in this game where you can end up in a no-win situation. I might be wrong, and maybe you can get out of it, but if you fail to come over here and pick up this tape,
that roll of tape might be useful
before going into the next area, which is going to be the backstage area, the dressing rooms, then you're pretty much stuck. And I'm sure that didn't disrupt the performance.
Oops.
Alright, but yes, if you don't have this tape, then you're going to end up being stuck with nowhere to go. So, Gabriel comes in here, and his plan is to get out on stage and be there to stop Von Glauer himself. So he's got to obviously get his makeup on.
No point in putting on makeup with these jeans.
Alright, well then we better get in costume.
Engelhart's minstrel costume.
Engelhart's minstrel costume. So, I mean, obviously Gabriel's been feeling sick, but he is aware of the plan. He knows the plot of the opera and everything that's going on, so he's aware of what's going to be happening here in Act 3 with Engelhart secretly coming out as this minstrel, who's supposed to be wearing this sad clown face with the makeup, so he's got to get his makeup on now, which we might as well do. Now, obviously the actor is going to be coming back in, so we could just hide back here, but if we do that, we're going to end up trapped, because first, we need to powder this mirror so that he won't be able to see us behind him. Takes a remarkably thick coat. Well, luckily it took this guy a while to get back, because Gabriel's certainly taken his time here. Can't imagine there's all that much time between Act 2 and 3, but I've never been to the opera. Maybe there's a good while. And with that done, we want to hide back here, out of sight. And if we wait just a second, this is the actor we saw earlier who was upset that he didn't have any speaking lines in this third act. Speaking or singing lines. Doesn't want to take the time to clear the whole mirror, which is good. So he just clears off the small area at the bottom. Starts to put on his own clown makeup. I guess he's got to take off the other makeup first. But unfortunately, 2 Engelharts is one too many, so we need to help him stay a little bit more still.
Sorry, bud. There's just one Engelhart too many.
And now, we watch a long segment of opera. If you happen to speak German, you may understand what's happening. I don't. Although, from reading the plot synopsis, we know that basically what's happened here is the Baron has forced her to marry him by threatening her parents, and they are kind of at the reception after the wedding. She's depressed, thinking about, what she's just done, and the fact that she loves Engelhart, and is now kind of trapped in this marriage to the Baron, who, I suppose the one thing he does that's to his credit, although he's probably still doing it for selfish reasons, is that seeing how morose she is, He will shortly call for some happy, fun minstrels to try to lift her spirits. See at the end of this little aria here. I think it's an aria. I actually don't know the definition. In a funny way, this segment, this long opera segment, kind of makes me think of, talk about how Lord of the Rings and J.R.R. Tolkien, instead of just writing a book, he basically invented all these languages and then had to, write some books to give him an excuse to use the languages. I feel like whoever made this game was like, I really want to write a Wagner-style opera, but I need an excuse to make people perform it. So then they built the game around it. I don't think that's actually true, but it just feels that way with how indulgent this scene is in terms of its length.
Wo ist die Musik? Wo ist die Unterhaltung? Bringt die Sänger.
Alright, so here we have the minstrels coming in, sort of jester style. Now, I'm not sure if Engelhart was actually supposed to be this kind of off, and Gabriel's really playing the part appropriately. I assume that he's supposed to be, a little more talented in his performative abilities, but it's very impressive that if Gabriel is just kind of completely off color here, that all of the other actors are like, yep, it's all right. We're not gonna change anything. We're gonna still do our performance and not get distracted by this random guy who's just messing around. They have to be able to see his face and recognize, hey, that's not the actor we've been working with for the last few months.
Ich habe ihn nie zuvor gesehen. Wäre zu ihrem Vorteil, noch niemals lachte ich mehr. Doch schaut bekannt aus, aber nicht so fröhlich. Ihr habt keinen Sinn für Humor, wenn ihr so denkt.
Luckily, the crowd seems to be enjoying Gabriel/Engelhart's antics, although they don't technically know that that's Engelhart yet. They may have guessed, though. And, 5 minutes into this fiasco, Grace is finally realizing that there's a bit of a commotion happening on stage.
Es ist eine Freude.
And this is the point where the happy, fun minstrel music transitions to darker, more mournful music. And I believe it is this exact sound and kind of reverberation pattern that is supposed to bring out the wolf.
Es ist doch mein Hochzeit.
Seems like this is the exact plan that Wagner and Friedrich were planning to employ about 150 years ago. It's hard to tell which is acting and which is actual reaction, but it seems like at this point Gabriel is genuinely responding to the power, I guess we'll say, of the music, this transformative power, and you could already see the Baron von Glauer, last time we saw him, starting to look uncomfortable himself, although I don't think it had started to really dawn on him exactly what was happening. Might be getting a little bit of an inkling right now. Hopefully coming. Grace turns the spotlight on von Glauer so that everyone there will see what happens to him, including the Commissar. Von Glauer tries to escape, but of course Grace has locked the door. And so as far as she's concerned, he's now trapped and he's going to be forced to transform up on this balcony under the spotlight. Gabriel, being less trained in his werewolfery, less able to resist than von Glauer is, and Grace, unfortunately, did not realize that von Glauer had one final escape route, which was to jump over the barrier, the banister there. The actor Baron is going to, on stage display the transformation that von Glauer himself is being forced to go through. He flees, and Gabriel chases after him. Gabriel / Engelhart. And again, very impressive that these actors are like, yeah, sure, he just literally transformed into a wolf, but it must be part of the play, so we're just gonna keep going. Come here to essentially the end game, and what we need to do is use this little smell button to get a layout of the basement down here. And there's two things that we have to do. The first thing is stop von Glauer from escaping. He's going to try to get out through the vent over here. If you fail here, it just quickly goes to a little try again button, so it's not too problematic, but we want to close this door. And then we also want to close this door, which we have to get on the other side of. And yes, there is little latches here that Gabriel is luckily able to nudge open with his nose. Now, one thing to note about von Glauer is he will never stay in a room directly next to us unless he absolutely has to. So we're always going to have at least a one-room gap between us and him. Now, we can close this door here, like I said. And then, the second thing we want to do is force him into the furnace room. And, I mean, there's almost an infinite number of ways to do this, but by far, as far as I'm concerned, the easiest is to make a little killing corridor so that you know, as soon as he goes anywhere in a certain range of rooms, he's forced to get pushed into the furnace, because he'll never go in there just sort of accidentally on his own. You have to make it happen. So we're going to come down here to where the furnace is, right in there. I'm going to close this door, and then come up here, close this door, and we're going to go around the corner here, come in here, and I'll close this door behind us, right here. Now, that pretty much will give us a win. In fact, we're already in a perfect scenario, because, like I said, he'll always move at least one room away from us and never be right next to us. So as soon as we go here, he'll be forced to go up, then we can close this door and just push him all the way down here. If at any point in time Gabriel kind of traps himself where you can't move because you've closed too many doors, or you get trapped in a way where you're going to end up in the same room as the Baron, you'll end up dead in one way or another. Either the Baron, as the wolf, kills you, or Commissar Lieber comes down and kills you. Similarly, if the Baron escapes through the grate over here that Gracie noticed and Gabriel accidentally left open for him, that will end up in our death as well at the hands of Commissar Lieber. I don't think you need to close this, but I always like to close this door behind us so that we're fully trapped and there's nowhere to go but the furnace. So let's dive in here, and then we'll be joined by a couple other friends. So Lieber shows up. He's not sure what to do.
The black one! Shoot the black one!
Stand back!
Fortunately, he's a bad listener, because Gracie told him exactly what he needs to do. So what we have to do here as Gabriel is a little bit funny, because you would think, oh, I should do something active, but actually what we need to do is just signal to Grace that she needs to do something. And then as Grace, we're going to open the furnace. The good thing that Gabriel was cold earlier and needed it warmed up. And now Grace needs to signal Gabriel that it is his turn to take over control. And as Gabriel, we need to wait patiently, let the Baron make the first move, and as soon as he does, we'll click on him in midair. Gabriel tackles him into the furnace. Luckily, Lieber misses his shot there. Gracie locks him in the furnace, saves Gabriel.
No! Don't shoot! Let him go! Let him go.
I'm not 100% certain, but it seems like Commissar Lieber comes to a little bit of an understanding of exactly what happened there. I'm not sure he fully believes it, but seems to have some degree of suspicion for it. And then similarly, as we come back to the furnace, I don't know if Von Glauer actually transformed, or if this is supposed to be more of a spiritual representation, but he looks awfully comfortable after 300 so years of life in those flames. Till right about now. Either way, the time of the Black Wolf has ended. Perfect score. Very similar ending this time.
I'm going back to school soon. It's all arranged.
Don't do that.
You didn't even want me on this case.
It came up so quickly.
Give me a break. If
Fine, I wanted you safe in America, so sue me. It won't happen again. It won't.
What was Von Glauer really like?
I liked him. Haven't you ever wished you could just follow your instincts? Live for the moment?
Yes.
That was Von Glauer.
Von Glauer was that pit of bodies. Ludwig's suicide. There's always a price, Gabriel. Don't you know that by now?
I made my choice, Gracie.
So you did. Do you know why?
I guess when it comes right down to where the buck stops, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that, Gracie.
They won't stop testing you, you know.
It'll get easier, though. Don't you think, Gracie? Don't you think?
So ends The Beast Within. A little bit of a downward note there at the end. Maybe with just a little hope sprinkled in, or at least hope for hope. I don't know. Either way, I think very fun game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Very good use, I think, of the full, video motion capture. If this was done in any other way, I'm not sure this game would have been anywhere near as good if it was, done the way it is. It's clearly a very cinematic game. A lot less puzzle solving than is maybe traditional for this type of game, and a lot more conversation and digging into the mystery in that way. Conversation, reading, history, etc. I think it worked really well, but definitely could have been a lot less enjoyable if done a different way. At some point, I don't know when, but at some point I'll have to do Gabriel Knight 3. I actually have never played it. The graphics, I think, are something that leaves a lot to be desired. It's, I think, kind of similar to Quest for Glory 5, where, maybe they were trying something that the graphics weren't quite ready for, or that maybe just didn't work out the way that they had hoped. But the story, from what I had heard, is supposed to be very good, which I'm not surprised by. I mean, the story in the first two games is pretty top tier, so I would expect that to continue. So definitely we'll have to get to that, but there's a few other things that I want to do first, including finally transitioning over to kind of my new computer setup. Part of what I was doing down here, doing all the construction behind us and building this room, was building a place where we could actually build a rig and be able to use it desktop-wise, which I think should be a little bit nicer. Can probably improve audio quality, and certainly the graphics quality will be much improved. Now, might be a little bit silly because most of the stuff that I do is from, you know, MS-DOS era, but for some of the things that we'll do, like Ori and the Will-O-Wisps, or things like that, I think it'll be very nice to have that visual upgrade. But either way, I think we'll let this run for just a little bit longer until we get to some of the copyright portions of the credits here, at which point I always forget exactly when it happens, but when it ends, it just kind of immediately kicks out. So I'll try and end before that happens, but we'll just watch this for a minute. So I think we will let things end here. Again, hopefully you enjoyed, and till next time, see ya.